Nah, I fucks with Pat.
Yeah.
Look at how he talks to these niggas.
Yeah, yo.
Yo, turn that shit up.
Turn that shit the fuck up right now.
Talking that shit. Let's go.
Yo. When you up and you winning, shit is awesome. Never felt real pain till a nigga lost one. If somebody take from you, what it's gonna cost them? Tired of niggas acting like they really put in work. Here the boss come, be yourself. It'll do you better in the long run and see yourself staring down the barrel of a long gun. Some rappers never had no street cred, so they bought some.
Who is this guy? He's incredible. It's incredible. Turn this off.
Yeah, he ain't in Bath Office top 10 though.
I can't put myself in my own top 10. That's like...
Yes, you can. Why can't you?
Who told you that? Where'd you make that up from?
I'm in my top 10.
And you ran
I
with it.
am. I'm in my top 10.
Journalism-wise?
You feel like anybody better than you?
Apex predator.
You feel like anybody better than you?
I just don't think that's fair.
It is.
Who? Fair only counts.
You are artist, bro.
Fair only counts in.
You are artist.
humble,
You
but
put
it's not
yourself
like-
first.
Really.
It's humility.
You ain't gonna never say this nigga better than me or that nigga better than me.
Yeah, nah, probably.
I
Yeah.
think I'm funnier than the niggas that people think the funniest.
Yeah?
See?
100%. Pound for
Stop
pound.
it. Who's on that list?
Why are we stopping?
Who on the list?
Yeah.
I put it like this. Who's on that list? If you make the argument, it's going to be, especially right now, it's going to be, you're going to have Dave Chappelle, you're going to have Chris Rock, you're going to have Cat Williams, you're going to have, who else on that list?
Earthquake.
You can have Earthquake. And the reason I say that, and not to say, in everybody on that list, if you ask them about me, they'll say I'm a problem. Somebody always, whenever, because you got the norms, wherever motherfuckers say, I heard motherfuckers say, Dave Chappelle is the dopest to do it. I was like, okay, if that's the question, if that's what you believe, and it is true with some people, of people's opinion.
Right.
But then you ask Dave, now I'm talking about my peer, I'm not saying this for myself, my peers speak for me.
Right.
If you ask Dave that, if you ask Dave who gonna be his top five, who one of the funniest motherfuckers he know, I'm gonna come out their mouth.
Right.
So it's a matter of opinion of what you like.
Right,
I think out of every one of those people that I mentioned, that I have some similarities and I hit shit the way they do it. But I believe, and it's not just me saying it,
Right.
it's the street saying it, and this motherfucker's been following my career for 32 years, and that he one of the funniest people I know. That haven't had the equal platform as other people. And that's the only one of the things that separate. I do a lot of interviews, and I think the GOAT, I think the word GOAT is overrated. I think I'm goatee. GOAT qualities.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm GOAT qualities. Right? And people, it always comes up because my affiliation with the Chappelle Show, they'll ask, I'll tell them what makes Dave great. I say, Dave's a very funny person, right? But to get to a certain level, something has to happen in your life that puts you to that activist, that philosopher. You know what I mean? And I call it the Muhammad Ali moment. You know what I'm saying? It's that moment when something had to happen in your life where it was a question of your integrity, your character, and what you want to stand for. Although Muhammad Ali was a great boxer, his values and what they thought about him as a human would push him that level. And when I say Dave had his Ali moment, is when he had a situation with the money.
He walked away from the bread.
Almost everybody would have took the money. I would have took it with no question.
With no question.
No, I would have took it with no question. Because some of the argument is like, some people say that people on the crew made them feel uncomfortable about certain jokes. And the reason why I said I would have took it with no question, because anybody on the set that would have made me feel uncomfortable, whatever, I would have fired them.
Right.
I would have fired them. Anything that made me, I would have fired them, and I would have kept it back. And that's because I never experienced millions. It's easy for you know, that's like motherfucking in hip hop business. They know they're getting a raw deal right off the rip. Okay, here go $250,000, but you ain't never seen $250,000. You gonna jump on it.
Right.
But at that point, I don't know there was Dave's character, but part of it is that when you've lived that multi-million-dollar lifestyle, whatever, you make decisions different. You know what I'm saying? Like even when he says that deal, he said that contract he made it as a young father. You know what I'm saying? Needing the money, whatever. Then when you get older and everything, you're like, okay, these motherfuckers getting me. I haven't had that experience. I wouldn't have took the money selling my soul, whatever, but I would have figured out a way to fix it where I could took $50 million.
Keep the $50 million.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out from him exactly why he didn't take it? He's always been vague with that story.
No, and the thing about it, people ask that question, I didn't really care. My thing when it happened for him was that, how was he? How were you mentally? How are you doing? I think it was probably maybe a year and a half, 2 years that I hadn't seen him since that time. I saw him at the stand-up New York Comedy Club on 79th and Broadway. And part of me, I was like, damn, I wanted to smack him and hug him at the same time. I'm like, nigga, what happened to the bag, right? But then I'm like, nigga, you can't do that. But at the same time, it was good to see he was looking healthy, he was in good spirits and everything. And to be quite honest, I've never had a personal conversation with him about what happened.
Why not?
We just didn't discuss it. He didn't bring it up. And then like me, and there was some question, and I think.
Did it feel uncomfortable? Like,
what, did he left?
like no, to ask about it.
I just felt like.
It's like a nigga lose a Super Bowl and you.
I just felt like.
You in the locker room and you're like.
Yeah, but then at the same time, your locker room, and a million motherfuckers ask you the same question. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you'll get tired of answering that shit. And then I thought the relationship, our friendship was bigger than the work situation. And then for me, people was like, was you fucked up when he left? How could I be fucked up? That show, I was already nice, but that show gave me a platform for people to see what I was doing.
Right.
And that's why I was like this, whatever happens after that, I'm gonna take that experience and take the platform they gave me and do it. And I wanna say this, and I've never said this, and he brought it up to my attention about a month ago, and he never said it to me. He was fucked up that me and Charlie did that half season after he left the show, you know, and that was one of the toughest decisions I had to make. And it was like Dave left, no communication with nobody, at least me. Didn't know what his thoughts was, how he felt about it, didn't know why he left.
Right.
Right?
But you knew there was something wrong.
I knew he wasn't coming back. I knew he wasn't coming back.
How'd you know that?
Because the nigga didn't come back. That's how. And the funny thing, and now I know he didn't come back because the nigga didn't come back. We was on set for a week after that shit. Like, maybe he gonna be late. But I'm gonna tell you, the crazy part for me was, and this you gotta realize, the show blew up, right? And then me and Charlie was on fire. We did a tour, the Rich Bitch tour.
Yeah.
The show, but before he left, it was weird because me and Charlie was happy to come back to work. Getting paid a little bit of money. We wasn't tripping off that money.
Right.
You hear so many artists talking about, well, I only got paid so-and-so, so-and-so. You can't say, okay, a show, well, he didn't when he got back the money. You can't say, okay, we was happy with a little bit of change we was getting there because the bigger picture was people got to see us.
Right.
That first 2 seasons, I would have did that show for free. There was a couple of people on the show that was really argue about how much it was getting paid. They was arguing about another $500 from a $500 sketch, right? Oh, I need $1,000. $500 and $1,000 to me is the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? If you, and the reason why I say that, what could you do with 500? What can you do with 1,000? You can't do with 500. It's
whatever you could do with 5 twice.
Twice. But what I'm saying is the level of that money. For me,
right.
and I'm not speaking on Charlie's behalf, but I know he felt the same way if he was saying it was bigger for us to get the platform for the world to see us, and then we go out and get our money.
Right, but how was it after by the third season, you guys are not making a substantial amount of money?
The deal wasn't for us. The deal wasn't with us. And then when you got a situation like that, they only care, the common sense of, they could care less about me and Charlie. They don't really respect what our contribution is. Dave is the marquee guy. The show is about him. His show, that's the person that they're gonna go for first. At that time, we were still negotiating. We probably could have tried to negotiate more money, but then I was like, this is not the time for me to haggle over money.
Because Dave is gone.
No, it wasn't time for me to haggle over money because it didn't matter what they paid me to be on that show, it wasn't gonna surpass me coming up with the idea of doing a tour, I'm Rich Bitch tour, me, Charlie, Bill Burr. That's when we started getting money.
Right.
And then when, to be quite honest, when Dave left, because I started this tour, when Dave left, we was like, oh, now we can go out and get our money, right? So they say, I didn't know he was gonna be gone forever. I was like, yeah, let the nigga leave for 3 months. Now we can go get paid. Because we had to shut our tour down because it was more important for us to get the exposure of that show. That show, it was like, motherfucker, the dude that did the robot, that nigga was selling t-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
It was lit.
The chick that won the Wayne Brady scene, the black chick that went up there and she on the Wayne Brady spot where he said, is Wayne gonna have to choke bitch?
Yeah.
The chick Pearl, she was a stripper at the time. I got her on that show, right? She blew up in the strip clubs. Yo, she was like, these bitches sweat me, they can't do what I do. That show was the smallest role you had. You could, if you're smart, you know how to parlay that into something else.
Right.
But going back to what I was saying, and I never said this, I've never felt that Dave felt a certain type of way, but he was like, y'all did the show without me, which was a tough thing because we didn't want to do that third season as if we the new shit or we about to take over the show. Comedy Central had an archive of a couple of sketches and they was gonna get it out some kind of way. And they was trying to put some type of closure that even when we said, don't write nothing corny for us. Let's just be honest. With Charlie, and I'm going for my last laugh. This might be our last laugh, whatever. Charlie come out there, Charlie said, I gotta be honest with y'all. I didn't want to be here. And I grabbed him out and said, speak for yourself, nigga. I need all the stage time I can get.
Right.
We didn't say coming next week or the new or whatever.
Right.
That was the end of it. But I never knew that Dave
felt some
took
kind
that
of way.
personal.
Yeah.
And then, when he was talking about it, it kind of hurt my feelings. I was like, we could have talked about this like 15, 20 years ago. And I said, Dave, I didn't know. I said, had you picked up the phone and said, I'm not fucking with him like that, it would have been the end of discussion. You know what I'm saying? And it might have been an oversight on my part looking out for, okay, you got what he was doing, and then also you looking at your career, and then how do you maximize this exposure to take to the next thing? So it was a tough decision, and I didn't feel good about it, but if you happen to see this, I'm sorry.
Clap that up.
That's some fucked up shit, though.
What?
You
To
come
do that?
around- Yeah, you're like,
No, I mean, I ain't looking
this
like
nigga
that.
ain't here.
I was like, I didn't know.
But we gonna, this is our chance, nigga.
Nah, but it wasn't a chance. Because after that, they wrote a show for
Right.
me and Charlie, but the networks still didn't believe in me and Charlie. They didn't understand what our contribution was. And this is another thing a lot of people don't know. This is why sometimes corporations and the big people don't know what's going on. Motherfuckers didn't think, they hated the Rick James sketch.
Wow.
That was one of the funniest
They said
sketches ever.
that there was never a sketch that lasted like the entire episode. And they didn't think Charlie Murphy was funny.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Cut to, I used to do the warm-up for the show. I was a comic that went on and warmed the crowd up before.
Right.
When we dropped that sketch, every time we played it, as soon as you heard I'm Rick James, bitch, they went nuts.
Nuts, right.
And we knew something was special about that sketch, and we knew something was special about that show that they didn't understand. If people liked the show, the shit that didn't make it, it would have fucked motherfuckers up because we still had to deal with standards and practice. We still had to, somebody still had to say yes. It don't matter how successful the show gets or whatever, it's always gonna be an energy to be like this, well, I think this. And the thing that they thought was supposed to be right always turned out to be wrong, and the thing that we thought was funny always was the funniest shit.
Fuck your couch, nigga.
I would still
How do
think
people get those
shit.
positions? Like,
What?
I would love to get paid like a
Standards
large
and
amount of money
practices.
for a job. I don't know how the fuck to do it. Like,
Well,
it'd
according
be
to
great.
Cat Williams, you gotta suck a dick to get those positions.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just
out.
saying that's
I'm out.
I'm just
out.
saying.
Can't do it.
I'm just saying.
I can't do
The
it.
position of what? The position of what?
standards
No.
and practices.
That's just usually that job starts as somebody that's a production assistant. You get experience, you shadow somebody, and then you move up the ladder. And a lot of it is who you know, and it's old school. Sometimes back in the day, it was who you know and who you blow. But apparently, you know what I mean, you can't blow your way to the top anymore. And I know some bitches out here that don't want to subscribe to that. I don't want to go to acting school. I just want to suck a dick and make it. And all these righteous chicks is fucking it up for the hoes now. These hoes is mad as shit. I don't want to do that. What happened to the dick sucking days? That's some of them.
I saw a clip of this chick online the other day crying. She was like, I don't want a job. I don't want a job.
I seen that. That
Like
shit
she
went
was
viral.
dying.
She don't want a job. She'll take a blowjob, but she don't want a job.
Exactly.
That was
It's
just
a-
with Boosie, right?
Yeah, she was like, Boosie, go live. I'll bust it over right now.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
But it's
I
a
was
place.
like, yo,
I think it's a place for everybody.
Definitely. I agree.
Okay, but wait, before we move completely off this subject, wouldn't it have been cool if Dave had picked up the phone and kind of told everybody? We talked to Cockroach last night.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carl Anthony.
Don't
Payne.
call him cockroach, man.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about. All right, we talked to Cole last
All
night.
right. Well, I still call Jaleel Urkel, so it's the same shit. I'm gonna be Ashley Larry to the day I die, so it's all good.
We talked to him last night, and we got into the dynamics of a show creating an ecosystem for all these other people who are making money, all these other people are feeding their families, and then one person, two people get into some kind of conflict, and then the whole thing is wiped out.
Right.
We as the audience who grow up with these iconic ass shows, The Cosby Show, Dave Chappelle's show, Martin, when it goes away so suddenly, like out of the blue, we always feel like we've been had, like we've been robbed.
You, the audience, or the people that was part of the show?
No, we the audience definitely
audience.
feel like we've been had.
Right.
Like I remember
I don't-
watching clips of the Chappelle show
Right.
when it was online, when it didn't even drop
Yeah,
yet.
just
It was
because.
just
Right.
word,
I
sharing
can't
them to everybody
imagine
on,
how it would
on
feel
Black
as a-
Planet and shit.
I can't
would
imagine
shit
how it
though.
would feel as a
Dave
cast
Chappelle.
member who's feeding his family off of this, who's come to work every day, happy to come to work, happy for the investment.
I mean, it was
and the
different for
time.
me. I mean, that I say it's safe to say that for people that was in production. You know what I'm saying? Those people, the key grips, the gaffers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I know it probably was a tough thing for them. But for us, like for me, it's particularly me, Charlie, we weren't really cast members, but we were leads in the show. It was like, we was good. You know what I'm saying? We was good because now, like, you cannot think that something's gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? If you're not already thinking about how you're gonna spin it off, how you're gonna turn it somewhere else, you're gonna be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Those 2 years, I don't know how much of a difference it would have done for my career if a show went 2 years or 5 years. And I had been doing stuff. When I did the Chappelle show, I had did HBO's, I had did The Wire, I had did The Corner. And for a stand-up to cross in a dramatic area like that, nobody was doing it. So I was good with the popularity. And I knew, like, he's not coming back. What can I do off of this? I'm gonna take this. Am I gonna be Ashley Larry forever? If I can say I'm rich bitch and somebody wanna book me, I'm gonna take that. Right. But I can't speak for the people that was there, like I say, the production, the motherfuckers that hooking up the lights, whatever. If he don't come back, they don't have a job right now. But for me, it gave me an opportunity to work harder on myself and say, what am I gonna do to the next shit?
Did you feel like maybe he should have put a call in and told everybody, hey, listen.
What was those text messages like? Because
We didn't really
communicate.
communicate.
What the fuck?
Nah, we
nigga?
didn't really communicate. In fact, when we were doing the show, I kept my relationship with Dave. We got closer as friends after the show was over. Because when I was doing it, I never wanted to like be on no rub up to somebody, kiss them up the ass. Only time I wanted to show up was when they say action. They say action, I do my work and I go fucking home. You know what I'm saying? But it was after that, when we reconnected after that, that's when our friendship really came. That's when we really became brothers.
This might be me. I feel I would feel responsible as the guy who everybody is gathered around and trusting with this stage of their career and this stage of I would feel too responsible to break
To
out
the
and
people
not say
that was-
anything.
Yeah, but that's what the difference between
You know,
you
the
and
man
him.
said his
Like-
life was in danger.
Say something.
Oprah
I
was
put it.
stalking him.
I
Bill
put in a
Cosby
text
was
message.
just-
I'd put in a text. Hey, listen, y'all, listen. I don't know what I would say because I've never been in that position. You
Right.
think what I'm saying? But how I would feel obligated to say something
I
to people around.
To a
me.
certain extent, I agree with that. I think it would have been nice, but I don't think it was needed either. Again, I'm only particularly speaking for myself because already, again, I was making money on the road.
You're a pro. You know the business.
You know what I mean? I was making road. And you can't, man, this business, you can't get personally connected to too much shit because it's always gonna be some rejection. It's never gonna work. the way you want it to, and you got to be resilient. And this business is for tough skin. Motherfucker come up to me, Donnell. I say in entertainment, first thing, you have to be able to know how to be happy being broke. This is a broke man. When I was coming up, it was a broke man's field for a very, very long time. Now the youngest today, they get money quick. But back then, it was like, all right, I do this little $30 spot, this $40 spot. I got the money to get a 10-pound bag of potatoes. I get some eggs, some cheese, and I'm on to the next thing. But that's it.
How did you feel when you saw the headlines going out that he was smoking crack and he was going crazy?
I knew all that shit was bullshit.
Right.
I know that's bullshit. I mean, not everybody, but you know, he did How High, so you could not How High. What's that? Half baked. So you would assume that Dave smoked marijuana, but that's just when you don't respond to shit, then you give people opportunity to create their own narrative. And anytime somebody goes against the system or do something that's not normal, the first thing they're going, especially with black people, first thing they're going to want to do is put, oh, he's smoking crack. But some people that can't deal with situations like that would only think that the only way a person could turn away $50 million is
if he's on crack.
If he's on drugs. But that's not the bullshit. I mean, that's bullshit.
Right. That's tough.
He didn't want to sell his soul.
Entertainment is the only business where you can get fired for doing your job.
True.
You'll be just fine doing it. You don't do nothing wrong, and next thing you know, you don't have a job because somebody somewhere else got into something else for somebody else, and now the whole thing's over.
But every day, but now it's.
I just said, what do you mean? Now we just heard that story last night.
There's a possibility.
We just heard that story.
Right.
They didn't get fired.
No, you get fired. The job's over. Everything shuts down. It's done because Martin and Gina get into it. Now everybody fucked up because y'all two can't keep it together. Now we all fucked up.
But even though you might be fucked up for the moment, but I will say, everybody, your resume is nice.
Yeah.
Like everybody on that show, everybody, guess how they was getting jobs? Guess how the wardrobe department went on to go get other jobs. On their resume, when you put, I was a part of Chappelle's show, motherfuckers gonna check for you.
Right.
So you got to know how to work the shit. But it's interesting now because the term "sell your soul" to me is so overrated right now. Like I don't think like anything a motherfucker do now is selling your soul. Some people make decisions that's going to benefit them, and I don't think that everybody is selling their soul just because they figured out a way to work with the industry. And most motherfuckers, I tell you this, most motherfuckers is popping that sell your soul shit. When they first got into the business, everything about Hollywood they knew about. I said in my routine, I said, Cat Williams did a 3-hour interview and told the world everything that we already knew about Hollywood. It's a fucked up place. It's a weird place. Right. And most motherfuckers get to a situation, they love dancing with the devil. They can't wait to go to those parties. They can't wait to do that shit. And the minute something happens where it's not that no more, now it's bullshit. And the devil like this, nigga, I'm not finished with you. Come back. You gotta, you have to know how to work your shit. Cat Williams say, you can't, it's almost impossible. This is the narrative I don't like. It's almost impossible to make it in Hollywood unless you suck a dick, right?
Or wear a dress.
Or wear a dress. To me, that's bullshit. And that's the reason why I said, fuck Hollywood, I'm gonna move to Ohio where I don't have to worry about trying to suck a dick to be in Spider-Man 3. And I've said this on my platforms. Any nigga that would suck a dick for a movie role has already been sucking dick, waiting for a movie role. You just don't
know it.
You don't do that. That nigga had to start with a little ball juggle. You know what I'm saying? You don't just start sucking dick. Spider-Man 3, nigga, let's go. Nigga, you warmed up to that shit. You did a couple yazes and all that type. You just don't go to that level like that. But the thing about it is, here's the thing. You know that about this business.
Right.
You know. The same, and everybody want to say fuck Hollywood, but mostly all these motherfuckers that's talking the most shit.
Right.
When you was young, 13 or 14, your dream was to make it in Hollywood.
Right.
You said, I want to do Hollywood, right? The same shit that you mad at is made your dreams come to truth.
Right.
And the thing, it's hard to get away from the Cat Williams shit, right? It's hard to talk about that shit because that nigga got a crew out here. I call them the kitty cats.
The kitty.
Wow.
They don't want to hear shit, nigga. All they want is the truth, the truth. You say you can't do this. You can't do that. But you knew what this business was. And here's a common denominator.
But does everyone? I mean, you speculate before you get there, and then it's like
you get disillusioned.
You're like maybe because he don't look like he sucked dick. He don't look like he sucked dick.
But most dick suckers don't look like they suck dick. They don't want to look like dick suckers. They want to do that shit, son. What if niggas gonna walk around and be like this? Niggas don't walk around like that. It be the niggas like word to everything I love.
I love this, son.
You heard? Them niggas sucking dick too. Them you heard niggas are sucking dicks too, son. Y'all mean niggas are sucking dick? All them niggas. Yo, what up, cuz? Them niggas sucking dick too. You can't, when I grew up, you could see a dick sucking. They had red lipstick and shit. Now the niggas wearing hoodies and Timbs and all that type of shit, son. You don't know who to trust. And the only reason I call them dick suckers, because I'm an old school nigga, and we called niggas that suck dick suckers back then. That's why.
Right.
That's it.
but go back to what I'm saying. You don't. It's not obvious until you get put in that position.
Man, what it is first off,
because that was crazy.
We thrive off of negativity.
Right.
Like that whole shit, motherfuckers say, until they make you wear a dress. First off, a nigga can't make a nigga wear a dress. You choose to wear it if you want.
Right.
And then if you want to do that Marlon Wayans, it's a situation you're going to lose if you talk about it. Because the narrative is like, I'm not saying I would wear a dress. I've been in situations where motherfuckers try to get me to do something outside of how I felt, and I bounced.
Was it the dress?
It wasn't a dress. It was booty shorts. Same thing. It was this show on Comedy Central. They had this one scene, White Boy Human, because they love all that shit. They love all the white boys love all the frat boy shit, nuts and balls. They love that shit, son. They can't do that. Yo, then the nuts was like, that's gonna rip. They love, oh my God, that's so fucking funny, Darnell. Right? They love that shit. It was a scene where they said all right, you lose this challenge or whatever, and you gotta wear booty shorts. I said, I don't fuck with no booty shorts, right? They was like, they walked away, right? The young lady, bitch queen, whatever you want to say, comes back,
bitch queen.
and she say, well, the producers want to let you know that if you decide not to do this part of the challenge, it could dramatically affect your continuation with this show. I said, well, tell them this my last day. You ain't gotta. You have an option to turn it down or not. And then
but if you'd have worn the booty shorts,
what? I would have played myself.
But would you be like
further ahead in your career?
Kevin Hart right now?
Now why? See, now here's the thing. Why you asked me about the booty short and I said I wasn't gonna wear them.
Right.
You should have asked me if. You'd be like, my nigga, you ain't wear them. Now you want to see how far I would have took it. You trying to put me in a dress, nigga. You trying to put me in a dress on the low. Yes, you did. You trying to put me in a dress. No dresses, no booty shorts, none of that
So
shit.
how do you feel when you
and
see
then wait,
see
when
your
you
peers?
say Kevin Hart, my peers, look, I put it like this, especially when it comes to comedy. I'm not saying I would do it, whatever. I just think that's comedy. I don't think it's a representation of who you are, of your character, anything. If you want to take it like that far, one of the greatest motherfuckers that was one of the baddest black motherfuckers that owned the rights to his show and everything. Flip Wilson, Geraldine, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire, so whatever. So that's just some shit we want to put out there. And it's easier for us to be able to talk shit about that.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you another motherfucker thing about the dress. I did Wild 'N Out 2 years ago, right?
Right.
Tyler Perry Studios, right? You ever been to Tyler Perry Studios? No. Let me tell you something. Anybody, if you go there, it's Fort Knox. It used to be an old military base. There's no way, as a black person, going through those gates, you will not feel what a come up is and what makes it is. You go through that motherfucking gate, when you went through the gate, got these big ass projection screens and shit, right? Then you go down, you driving 2 miles before you make a right. When you make a right, you know you make a right on, you see a studio, Harry Belafonte studio, Oprah Winfrey studio, all the biggest black entertainers in there, all of this. And then I'm going through the gates, made a right, Harry Belafonte studio, Oprah Winfrey, and I look back at the gate, I was like, from a dress?
So you might wear it.
You gonna stop, son. You gonna stop, son. You gonna stop. I can feel it. No, I'm not saying that. But the point I'm making is, the point I'm making. Nah, this yo, I'm about to get some dress merch. Fuck the dress and just have niggas burn the dress up. But no, when I said that,
Right.
I'm saying like you can hate on it whatever however you want. I said, but that motherfucking dress, look what it did. And niggas can come at me off of this shit. They be like, oh yeah,
but,
he don't wear the dress.
that's a different
Man,
situation.
fuck that dress shit.
It's a different situation.
Let me tell you something. Niggas need something to be mad about and be upset about. Don't put the motherfucker. Ving Rhames, Holiday Heart. He played a transgender, what is it? Yeah, because I'll be saying the wrong alphabet shit, and you know you'll get fucked up if you don't say it the right way.
Right. Yeah.
But this big, strong motherfucker wore a dress to play a character, Holiday Heart. Out of everybody talking about why ain't nobody talking to Ving Rhames about him wearing a dress in Holiday Heart? It was a character. And when it comes to that stuff, it's a character. That's just my thought on it.
Well, they're saying wearing that is the rite of passage to get to the next level.
That's bullshit.
It's a
That's what they're being
humiliation
said.
ritual or whatever. But all right, so I gotta ask this question. Why didn't you wear it?
I never was.
Why didn't you wear the booty shorts?
Because I wasn't didn't want to present myself that way, and another reason was you're not gonna make me do something. That's it. And that's clown shit. I don't have to do that.
Right.
Do you feel
I don't
like
have to do that. I don't have to never have to ever do another acting job a day of my life. The number one thing a comedian want to do is to be able to work where you can put your name on the marquee. I can do fucking 7 figures a year, cracking jokes. I don't need no acceptance from the industry. And that's what another thing about these motherfuckers always talking about this shit about Hollywood and being blackballed. Right now, you in a position where you don't need acceptance from anybody. I've got 32 years in the game. Back in the day, you had to get acceptance from everybody. NBC's got to like me. The only way I'm going to make money is up NBC. But now, with this shit right here, you don't have to wear the dress. You don't have to suck a dick. Go do it yourself. Bet on yourself.
Go suck the dick yourself.
Yeah. Nah, edit, no dick sucking. No dick sucking. Nah, fuck that, nigga. Give me some Hennessy, nigga. I can't do this vodka. I need some truth serum, son. No, but what I'm saying is, what I'm saying with all the pressures, what I'm saying is, when all the pressures have been accepted, you don't gotta be accepted. You don't gotta be accepted by the industry anymore. Right. The industry, the way it normally works, is dead. Even in music, ARs, dead. Managers and agents, A&Rs, dead. You needed, at one point, you needed somebody to take you from this to these people seeing you. Now with social media and what we got now, you can do your own shit. Right. You can say, but niggas are scared to say, fuck them. And the reason why, because they still want to be aligned with them. They still want to be aligned with the networks. Say fuck the networks.
We know why, right? Because they have all the connections to the places that you want to be. They can make you a star faster than you can make yourself a star.
No, you know what? I disagree with that.
Are we talking music or entertainment?
Yeah, because if we're talking music.
Well, I'm not in the music side, but I think I really believe in every form of entertainment. And the reason why I say that, how many fucking new artists you know that pop off of a TikTok video? I'm saying they're great artists. How many motherfuckers you know had a fucking something that went viral? Now, what it is the lazy nigga can't do it. You got all the resources. The resources right here. It might be a longer.
That's not exactly true when it comes to music. You're not wrong, but you're not exactly right.
I ain't a music nigga. You are.
Right. So I'm telling you. However, do you feel, as a comedy actor, do you feel that not putting on the dress has hindered you? Not going to those parties has hindered your career?
I've been to some of the parties.
No, but not.
You been to some of the parties?
But you never.
No. Yo, what we doing? Son? What we doing?
You should have stayed here.
You get excited about the party.
You should have stayed here.
I've been to some parties where I was like, you get happy about the parties.
No, I'm just like.
I done been to some
what you
parties
mean
I
you
was
been
like
to a
this. I done been to some parties like this, yo. I don't know what's going in that back room, but niggas is coming out wired up out of that motherfucker. And I removed myself from it.
Right.
But that's my point. Do you think is there truth to the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the merit. Is there
Homeboy getting his
truth?
nuts grabbed?
No, definitely not
talking
that.
about?
Is there truth to the point of view? I'm losing the word. Is there truth
In
to the
some
idea
cases,
that
in some cases,
not doing these things hinders your career, or doing these things is a
right.
gateway
I ain't saying
to
hinder
a
it.
bigger career?
I ain't
Right.
saying hinder it. I will say you got to take a different route. Nothing's gonna hinder my career. I've been doing it for 32 years, and I still feel like I've been doing it for the first year. It won't hinder it. Now, I'll give you a case. With that show that I was talking about, guess what? Had I agreed to that, I would have been in good grace with them. Oh, this nigga will do anything. You know, and then I would have been favored by them. But I didn't give a fuck about being favored by them, because at the end of the day, the only person I really answer to is my fans.
Right.
Them the only niggas can stop your shit. Once they stop fucking with you, you dead. You know what I'm saying? I tell people don't believe it. Even the last 4 or 5 acting gigs I got, and they've been some pretty dope joints. It wasn't I didn't tap dance or anything. It was because it was motherfuckers that said, I want to work with him. I don't want to work with nobody else.
Right.
I don't have a problem dancing with you, but I want to dance with somebody who want to dance with me. BMF, my friend Tasha Smith called me up, talked to 50, boom, you on that shit. I got you. When I did Disney's Pixar Soul, the motherfuckers, they came to me. I even told my manager agents, I was like, and not be cocky, I say offer only. I'm not auditioning, offer only. People are like, how could you say you're not giving yourself opportunity? My opportunity is not in front of a camera, my opportunity is in the stage.
Right.
I settled that shit a long time ago. I'm like this, I don't give a fuck. And guess what? I don't give a fuck about no more fame. I give a fuck about more money. I don't give a fuck about more fame. And I know this is a bar, son. Tell me this ain't a bar. I ain't even know this is a bar. This is a haku, nigga. Look. Fame without fortune is like a bitch having an abortion. Baby, you never made it. Come on, son. Sign me, nigga.
Pause, nigga.
Sign me.
Pause, nigga.
It's the truth.
That was crazy.
Who give a fuck about the fame if the fortune don't match that
And
shit?
that's how battle rappers
A lot
feel.
of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
That's how battle
A lot of
rappers
people.
feel, yo.
But I don't
Just
like
in case you didn't know.
that. I'm telling you, that whole, it's just, I think, I got a special coming out February 27th, right?
Dope.
On Netflix, right? And
Dope.
I was talking to Dave.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the shirt didn't. I mean, if y'all weren't gonna talk about it, I had the shirt talk about it. And it's crazy how I got to that point with that special. I've been rocking during the pandemic. Dave was doing shows in the cornfields, right? And I was doing these shows every fucking night. And Dave knew what my work ethics are. He was like, man, I didn't talk to him about. I don't ask him for nothing. Only thing I care about is our friendship. If anything about that, give me anything else, that's cool. But I don't be like, hey, Dave, would you never?
Well, why not?
I don't ask people for shit.
I can dig that.
You know what I'm saying?
I just noticed that other situations are real tight niched. They're real.
Because I want to. I'm
But
like
we're always on the. I don't want to ask nobody.
Because I want to feel like I can do it all myself. I want to keep my business, and my friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, would it be a good idea for Dave to produce my special year? Did I ever go up to that? Would you do it? No. And I'm like this. If I work hard enough, if I go hard enough, I will force a nigga to want to work with me. The right thing. He was like, I want to produce your special. I'm like, all right, okay, you want to produce my special? Let's do it. This is why this special is going to be special to me. 2 years ago, we set a date. This was right when the pandemic was kind of starting to, we were starting to get outside a little bit, right? We did a show in Charlotte at the Fillmore Theater, I think it was, and we did it when all this COVID protocol was addressed. So I had one night, two shows. The first show, we lost half of our audience because of no vaccination card or whatever. So you can imagine, you got a room, it's supposed to be filled up. Now they got to put the drapes down and whatever.
Right.
And I had to man through that shit. I did my shit, right? We did the first show. First show was good. Second show, it was good, right? And I thought we nailed it. I got a standing O. Stan Lathan gave me a chest bump, like, oh, nigga, you did Stan Lathan, Def Jam. He's that guy.
Right.
He don't get enough credit. Shout out to Stan Lathan, shout out to Ricky Hughes,
right.
the super producers. So we get to Earthquake. Dave called it the home team. He announced that Earthquake and Donnell was doing a special. We was doing promos together. I'm like, nigga, this is about to pop off. Maybe about 3 weeks after that, I'm about to go on stage in Baltimore, and Dave called me, and I was about to go on stage. I'm like 3 minutes away from going on stage, and he said, yo, D, I was like, what? He said, I want to go again. I want to do your special again. If anytime you tell a comedian you want to do it again, the first thing he think of what it wasn't funny. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
like a rapper, what? That wasn't hot enough?
Right.
And I said, how do I go from chest bumping Stan Lathan to all of this shit till you want to do it again? And he said, Donnell, you one of the funniest comedians I know. He said, I could put you in any room, you're going to destroy the room. He said, it don't make it a great special. He said, if we're going to do this, he said, your special is one of the most, out of all the people he chose to do this for, with my connection with this Pale Show, it's the most, and I'm not slighting Lunel, Earthquake, or Tony Woods, any of those guys, but my connection is deeper than their connection. When you, it's like Batman, me and him is like Batman and Robin. He's like, he said, I say you do those jokes better. He said, you did a lot of COVID jokes, which is going to date it. We trying to do something classic. And I was like, man, all right, whatever. But then I was like, at the same time, I was like, nigga, fuck that, drop my shit. You know what I'm like, I want to be in these streets, right? But then I realized the check had already cleared, and the bag he got me, I was like, I'm here to listen. And what size is that dress, Dave? I didn't say what size. I didn't say what size the dress was, son. I said I do a long dress. I ain't doing a mini skirt, nigga. I ain't doing a mini skirt, son. But that's just like listen to constructive criticism. I'm like, this nigga, you got Grammys and everything. I was like, all right, whatever, let's do it again, right? So after that, about a year later, we in Napa Valley, we doing some shows. And he's in the backstage with Ricky Hughes, me, him, Ricky Hughes, and Dave records everything he records. And he said, he looked at Ricky, he said, Ricky, how many cameras do we have here? She said, we got 5. He looked at me, he said, you want to shoot your special? I said, when? He said, tomorrow. The nigga wanted to shoot my special again the next day. No flyers, no announcements. And I was excited about that because I was like, that'd be cool as shit. Nobody even know what we doing. It's the natural effect. I ain't got to get my family no tickets. I ain't got to worry about everybody saying, God bless, you deserve it.
Right.
I had tapped out on that on the first one. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody said, look at God, won't he do it? Or none of that. It was just, it was only 3 people that knew we was doing it.
Right.
Lit that motherfucker up. I'm like, oh, we got it, nigga. And it was the fact that we did it on a humble, like just out of nowhere. This nigga called me again. He said, I want to do it again. I'm like, nigga. I said, why? He said, I didn't like the production. I'm like, nigga, you the producer. You don't like you? You don't like you, nigga? But this motherfucker was so serious about getting it right. It was simple shit. He was like, and I gave excuse. He was like, I didn't like that people were walking past the cameras and stuff like that. I was like, Richard Pryor live at Sunset Strip. One of the biggest lines was niggas walking around. Y'all white people lost their seat. I was like, fuck that, whatever. And then he said, then the light, I was like, can we do it in post? You know, post is.
Yeah, post.
He was like, this. If you want to, it's your special. If you want to do it, I'll do it. I was like, I want to do it. He said, but I don't advise it. Right? So I was like, fuck it. This is 2 years. This is a 2 years process.
Right.
Then I had a date for the New York Comedy Festival. Right? I was like, now I'm like, I want to get it done. I'm looking at the schedule. I was like, his schedule, my schedule. I'm not going to keep on losing money, fucking with this shit. I got to make my money. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever do it. So I said, well, I'm doing the New York Comedy Festival. Just bring the cameras there. We did it, and we banged it.
This is it.
This is it. I feel, and the reason why, because if I wasn't able to deal with constructive criticism, I'd have been like, man, fuck you, you bugging. You know, but I took everything. Everything he told me, I looked at it as a homework assignment. To one point, we was on because I ride jets when somebody else paid for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it did, but you have been another nigga jet, it humbles the way you talk to a nigga, you know what I'm saying?
All these conversations happen on the jet.
Yeah, no, and then one of them, because I was so ahead of this, I said, I got this idea for a promo. He said, nigga, you worrying about a promo? He said, you need to be getting your jokes together. And I said, let me explain you something. I'm not gonna let you talk to me like that. I said, if you come out your green room, if you watch any of these videos, you would know that everything you said I took serious. I'm doing my homework. Cut to, we got something special. And the thing that I like about it, 15 years ago, you know, when you get to that point where you want people to know who you are, you want that thing that's gonna break you. Not to say I'm this and that or whatever, but I've had that moment. For the most part, people know who I am. But I feel with this, it's not just me wanting it, it's people that's been following my career forever. Like, it's about time, underrated. That nigga been funny for 30 years. Then gave it to the right one. And that's how I feel.
Right.
It's funny, but the thing I like about it most, it feels good. And that's what makes it special. Specials ain't special no more. You watch a nigga special, you be like this, I wonder how much he got paid for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. There's a couple joints that I watched. I was like,
Because you got motherfuckers that's it for the moment. You got the network saying like, oh, we got to do this because we owe a transgender woman with big titties to a spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a lot of things are like in the moment. This was popping now, but it's not too often that you get a special where somebody's deserving. And that's what I respect about him calling the home team. Everybody that he chose to be on this is people that's been in the game for a while that the industry might have looked past, but he's saying it's their shot. And even with before Dave decided to do the special, Netflix had already said they want to do a special with me. They was like, whether Dave produced it or not, we want to work with him. But the business side of me, I was like, if I do a deal with them, they're going to give me this much.
right.
But if Dave coming back to me that much, I went for that much.
Right.
That much, no dress, no dress, no dress, no dress, no dress, bam, give
Got
it to
it.
him. Yep, I feel good about it.
That's what's up. We'll take a 5-minute break.
Have you ever been in a dress? Yo, I don't know, does that apply to hip hop? What is equivalent to a dress in hip hop?
Ghostwriting.
What?
Ghostwriting? No,
I think
it's
so.
not. No,
I
it's
think
not.
so. Or doing a pop joint.
It's probably Diddy party or something.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the equivalent is like you're not writing your own shit.
No, it's actually rappers in dresses.
But who cares about who
It's
wrote it?
actually-
The industry, the consumer don't give a fuck.
You care.
No, you think the consumer gives a
It's
fuck?
not about the consumer.
Listen.
You think
Yes.
the consumer gives a fuck about a ghostwriter?
I think the consumer,
I think we
the
are.
fans. Consumers, those are people that I'm gonna buy your shit, I'm gonna buy your shit, I'm gonna buy your shit, because, you know, shit is popping right now. The fans, that's like, I know what day you was born, I know what kind of cologne you like, I know what's your
But do
favorite
real fans spend
J's.
money?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. They'll spend $1,000
And the reason why I say that because
on a CD.
the reason why I say that is because in this business, the industry, like the people that make decisions, they don't give a fuck who wrote the joke. They give a fuck about who perform it and who delivers it. They don't
But
care.
I understand why. Hold on, I understand why. Because the less important the actual talent is, then the more interchangeable it is for them to take somebody and be like, okay, we done with you. Let's take this guy and
I know-
let's make him hot.
I know this is
All
relevant.
right, we ran his course. Let's take this guy. That's when they take away from the talent. They say the talent isn't important anymore. Then you got guys like Kendrick Lamar
How important-
and J. Cole that would never flourish. You dig what I'm
How
saying?
important is just talent? Because in my business, you can have a little bit of talent and work ethics is going to get you way past that.
Talent
I
beats
think-
hard work when hard
No.
work. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. In
When
this
talent
business.
don't work hard, but when talent work hard,
It's
hard work ain't
untouchable.
got. Ain't,
There's never been
you
a
got-
time in
you ain't
hip
got no
hop
room for
when
you.
the most talented guy wasn't the
Russell.
guy in the front. There's never been a time. We've never had an era where the guy who was the nicest with his pen wasn't at the top tier. Now there were other people up there for different reasons, but they didn't stay.
Right.
We've never had a time.
Well,
where
that
the most
happened with me.
talented guy
That's how it was
wasn't
with even when I'm from the Def Jam era. At the Def Jam era, it just had a pool of everybody get on. All you had to do was have 1 or 2 jokes, and you selling out like wherever for the longest time.
Right.
But after a while, people realized that wasn't it. It was just in that moment. And then I would say I'm an example of that. There's not too many people that came from my era that are still doing it right now.
Yeah.
50 plus man that still think that he's still got the opportunity to blow up. Most motherfuckers I start with, them niggas are selling insurance, they doing all type of shit. They not doing that. But I realize in my field, and this is what the argument, and when I hear people say, they always use certain comics for, there's like, I hear so many comics that say, Kevin Hart not funny, right? And these people think they funny as shit. They're like, Kevin Hart's not funny. I'm like, well, there's something to be said. If you don't think Kevin Hart is funny, and he's got your level where he is, and you think you funny as shit, something not working.
Right.
I think that's why Cat Williams' interview went so hard, is because it offered an explanation as to why someone with less talent goes further and is more successful.
I don't agree with his explanation of that.
I get it.
Industry plan.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying that's why so many people were like, "Oh shit! See, I told you. I told you."
here's
Look.
the-
But
this
is
what motherfuckers
there
got-
such a thing as an industry plan in the comedy?
No, I'm not saying it's an industry plan, but there are people that the industry favor.
Right.
Right, there are people in the industry favor, and I'll give you a Kevin Hart, the industry favorite, not a plant, the industry favorite. Dave Chappelle, the industry favorite, and to the point where the opportunities of Kevin Hart, anybody's complaining about plants or whatever, the opportunities of Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle, anybody in my business would have loved to do that. Would have loved to be selected to be in the Montreal Comedy Festival. Would have loved to have those relationships where, okay, this person's going to introduce me to that person. A lot of people, I had to take the gritty route. You know what I'm saying? I had to take the gritty route. Like, would I have loved to be doing comedy would I have loved to been doing comedy for 2 years and then got an audition that gave me the platform for everybody in the industry to see me? Hell yeah. Guess what another person was, that same person? I won't say with a plant, but I had the opportunity. Monique, Dave, Kevin Hart. The biggest platform you could have in comedy back then was the Montreal Comedy Festival. Back then, they had a showcase called New Faces. Everybody in the industry went there.
Right.
They had the New Faces, then they had the Uptown Comedy Show. The Uptown Comedy Show was the black show.
Right.
And this is why I don't have an issue with Monique, but I respect where she came from, because she got it popping when it wasn't a lot of females doing it. To her argument, I respect that. She was amongst every male comic, she stood out. She blew up the Uptown Comedy Festival, they saw her. Kevin Hart blew up the Montreal Comedy Festival, they saw him. Dave Chappelle blew up the Montreal Comedy Festival, they saw him. Back then, you could do that festival, you could have a 7-minute routine. If you showed your point of view and they saw what they could do with you, you would leave there with $250,000 for them to not do nothing with you. There was like a holding deal.
Wow.
It was like this. All right, we don't know what we're gonna do with him. Here go $250,000 for a year for you not to fuck with nobody else. And we trying to figure out what we're gonna do with you. But guess what? A lot of people didn't have talent. And no matter what they say, what Cat Williams' argument and what he got people to ride with was like, this is what people say. Well, Cat Williams, he got it through the mud. He came through the trenches. Everybody's path ain't the same. But everybody that's in the discussion with all of them, the one thing is common, they all came from nothing. It is not one person, whether you say Sid, whether you say DL, whether you say anybody, it is not one of them motherfuckers that came from nothing.
How do you feel about this whole?
It's stupid.
Like, community.
I'm gonna tell you why it's stupid.
Yeah.
You know why it's stupid? First off, like we create negative, and people can say whatever they want. Yeah, but where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Man, fuck all that shit. Our job is supposed to be to make people feel good.
Right.
All right, now what we're doing, we making people root for something.
That's kind of like the aura of comedy now. There's a lot of philosophy. There's a lot of my personal message to you being passed through comedy now.
I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I want? I don't give a fuck, but I don't want nobody to think I'm super righteous and none of that shit. You know what? I want niggas to know I'm one of the funniest niggas out.
Right.
I'm not putting my energy on that shit. You know, I could come on any platform and go up there and just shit on a nigga. And it might be a longer route. One of my content creators, we was talking about it. He said, we got to keep it positive. He said, because negativity and toxicity don't sell. I was like, nigga, that's where the money is
He's
now.
bugging.
Yeah.
I said, but guess what? If I got to take a longer route, people understand my brand isn't about that, I'd rather do that. I could go up here and clap. I got stories that I could be like, ooh, ah. I don't want niggas to remember me for that.
What's the stories?
I remember one time me and Mike was wearing a dress, right? Yeah, we was wearing a dress. His shit was tighter than mine. I was like, fuck that nigga, give me the loose dress. It's like, I don't want that. That's easy. I don't want that.
Well, well, this platform in particular, we try not to be messy. We try to get the stories, get the truth, represent all authenticity and not,
I don't want to tell the truth.
tea.
I want to lie.
What the
Lies
fuck?
work better for
you like the
communities.
lies. The lies
Yeah,
are better.
I like
Okay.
that. You can structure more. Make a motherfucking guess. Make a motherfucker wonder and shit. Is it true or MR.MECC? I remember.
But then it gets confusing. Because in your opinion, is there an adequate amount of masculine black representation in Hollywood?
Yeah. It is. Does that answer your question?
No, it does not.
All right, now let me see. Niggas is soft now. Niggas choose to be soft. The masculine motherfuckers are still masculine. I don't believe that a motherfucker, that's just a character thing too. I don't believe a motherfucker can make you be somebody that you're not. Do they like us to be in certain shit? I mean, saying that goes to fashion and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a metrosexual era, but I don't even think that that's the intent to dismasculate a man.
Emasculate.
Did I say it right? You the word, nigga. You tell me.
Emasculate.
All right, wordsmith, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's attempted at. I just think that shit's shift. I just put it like jeans. I know this is crazy shit, but I grew up, if your waist was 32, you wore 44s, 46s then. Yeah. And we never thought that the jeans you got on right now, come on, son. Come on, son. 20 years from now, they be like, oh, that dress is next right now. Come on, son. You know this.
He's a tip back.
Yo, you know this. You know
back.
Nigga, I can see your calf.
I can see your socks, though.
I'm subscribed.
I can see your socks.
I can see your calf muscles, son. 50 years ago, they would have fucked you up for that shit, son. You wouldn't have came outside for that shit. I'm just saying. You know you was against it.
These not
Nigga was just Levi's.
two niggas
It was Levi's.
Eddie Murphy was wearing these.
Eddie Murphy was special.
Right.
I'm just saying, Eddie
Special
Murphy could
too.
do that superstar type of
Special
shit.
too,
You know what I'm saying? So I just don't, man, that whole,
Don't touch me.
that's OG right
touch
there,
me.
son. That's OG. But
Oh, you're mad at me. keep it where it is.
It's all right, man.
You
It's
picked
all
them
right.
pants.
I'm not mad at you.
Go ahead.
nigga
I'm not
was
mad
like-
at these.
they was like, nah, don't try to pull them down. You can't loosen them up, son. Did you go close, nigga? I know it's perfect. You go close. Get it close up.
Don't listen to this nigga. It's my
Pre-dress. This pre-dress right here, son.
Wow, pre-dress.
Yo.
With them Louis, you gonna wear them Louis Timbs and you gonna think you're I just don't. I think a lot of that stuff is bullshit.
Right.
I think a lot of it is because we feed what people want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
The negativity, like even when I'm doing my runs for my special, I'm like, I know motherfuckers want me. I don't want to be on no clapback exposed type shit. If that fucking like lessens the numbers I get, whatever, but I don't want to do that. And the only place I want to clap back is on motherfucking stage. That's it. I remember one time, years ago, we was at the Uptown Comedy Club, And this is when Tracy Morgan and Mike Epps had major beef with each other, right? Oh, that nigga happy. He about to sit up there like, give me that. No. And they was about to get into a fight. We was up backstage on the dock at Uptown Comedy Club. And Dave was in between. And Dave was in between. And Dave stopped him. Dave said, listen, y'all niggas don't fight right here. And there was a TV in the back. He said, fight right there. Fight with your success. Fight with what you're going to do on TV. And that's where I'm with it. I don't want to argue with none of these niggas on no podcast. I don't want no niggas on my Instagram shit. If you want to fight me, let's go to the stage.
But isn't that what Cat is asking for? Some sort of Kings of Comedy battle or something like that?
Who want a battle? Who wants to do that?
You talking about battling
Who
with
wants to
jokes,
be
though?
number one?
No, I'm talking about battling with success.
Who wants to be number one?
I'm talking about battling. Here's the thing is, everybody wants to be number one. But guess what? There's so much room, and there's nothing wrong with a number 2, number 3, number 4. Everybody's cramming for the number 1 spot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to do that no battle shit. And you know why I want to battle with you? I don't want to fight you right here. I want you, guess what? Cat can say whatever he want. Guess what? With the Kevin Hart shit, guess what Kevin did? He dropped his movie. His movie stayed in the top 10 on Netflix for the longest time. He's still selling the rings or whatever.
Did you watch it?
What?
The movie.
I didn't watch. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. I don't do anything.
Good answer.
You know, but like, fight right there. Fight what you say. You want to make a nigga mad? Just keep going up. Just keep going up. And I believe at some point, like, Cat should be, and he is, one of the biggest names in comedy. It don't matter what nobody say. Cat, you got a person like Cat. You have a person like Monique that, you know what? They don't ever have to fuck with the industry if they don't want.
Right.
If money is an incentive, that's what they got, a fan base that loves them. They don't never ever got to be on film or TV. But at some point, I think that people still want to align themselves with the same thing they say is disruptive and fucked up.
No, I just think that people feel like they shouldn't have to jump through the same hoops that other people leap for.
And I think
What hoops?
I think some people mistake hoops for dues. I think some people see paying dues as jumping through hoops, and they have a problem with it. But this is actually paying dues. You actually
Okay, let me
have
explain
to-
something.
Okay,
Let me
so there's an argument.
let me explain something about the hoops. If you work for UPS or Amazon, you don't got to jump through hoops. It's a system that advances you, right? Choose that job. Choose a job that if I come to work on time every day, I'll get a raise. If I do this function, I get a raise. But don't choose a hoop jumping. This is a hoop jumping profession. You ain't got to wear the dress. You ain't got to suck the dick. But there is rules to this shit. And here's the thing, even more than that, if you want to play by the rules, make your own rules. Monique and everybody, guess what? And Cat does it, bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. If you want to say fuck the industry, guess what? Bet on yourself. Dave said this, bet on yourself. Monique, bet on yourself. Every one of the specials that Dave did, guess who paid for it?
Dave.
Him. He didn't say Netflix give me the money, go do it. The nigga put his money into it with the chance of saying, fuck it, I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm doing my shit. I didn't see this nigga spend millions of dollars on projects that may not never come out, betting on himself. You can empower yourself. Both of them, both Kat and Monique in a position right now, guess what I think they should be doing? Getting together, doing some scripts, you got the base, make them niggas pay. But what happens is, most of the niggas that talk the most shit and keep it real and all this type of shit, when it's time to put up, they don't show up. Niggas are exhausting. Can I say it?
Yes, say it.
Niggas are exhausting. Say what you want to be exhausting. Because when it's time for you to put up, you don't do it. Why isn't Spike Lee one of the most celebrated directors getting the biggest movies to do or whatever? Because when niggas said, we want nigga movies, when nigga directors and nigga actors, Spike do it, and then he said go to the movie theater, and then you go to 125th and buy it on the DVD. We our worst enemy. We want to scream, we want to yell, do something about it. Empower ourselves. Neither one of the two people I talk about right now need to Hollywood for anything. They could do their own shit. Invest in yourself. And you can say whatever you want to me, but like half the tap dance that niggas think that motherfuckers have to do, you don't gotta do it. Find something else to do. You know what this business is. My son told me, I said, Austin, my son 8 years old. I said, Austin, what do you wanna do? What do you want to be? He said, I want to be an entertainer, right? And you know, as a father with a son, you're supposed to get excited about that. You're supposed to be like, oh man. But then I got nervous because I don't want him to have his life.
Right.
Unless he's passionate about it. And the first thing I told him, I was like, well, Austin, you know, you got to have some. I told him all the fucked up shit about the business.
You told
Straight
him.
up. I ain't tell him, yo,
yeah,
come on, son, don't do that. Come on, son, don't do that, son. I didn't tell him. I would tell him, I did not tell my son, you ain't sucking dick for that role, son. You going to acting school, nigga, fuck that. Because if you a bad actor, they can be like, that nigga son sucked the dick for that role, son. Ain't no way he supposed to got that shit. That nigga was horrible.
Oh my God.
I'm keep the dick away from my son. That nigga was horrible. But I told him, I said, Austin, let me explain. Because he get upset. I said, Austin, if you can't accept people joking on you, if you can't accept people telling you no, I said, this ain't an easy business.
Right.
I said, nobody gonna want you to succeed. I said, nobody wants you to succeed. Me, your mom might want you to see. Nobody wants you to succeed. And I said, then I thought that was gonna be enough for him to say I quit, right? And then he said, I said, why do you really want to do? He said, because you inspire me. And I was like, damn, even your R was hard, nigga. Yeah. Now you supposed to be like, oh, that nigga said,
Because like
that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching this, understand Hollywood is what it is. It's not going to change. The only thing that can change is you can change it. And now you can say what you want to say. You don't need Hollywood to make it. You need work ethics and you need to go hard. That's it. There's no way around it. They don't want to do that. Everybody wants to take the lazy route.
They want to go faster.
And they're getting it faster. That's like even when the question I get all the time, how do you feel about these young comedians that's coming up, these social media motherfuckers and everything like that? And people like, well, a lot of them not that good. You know why? Because when I started, you had to, for you to get money, you had to be good. How am I going to get money? That's because I'm going to be good. Now, they get money without being good.
See? Paying
so
dues,
it's hard
jumping through hoops.
to tell them motherfuckers to give a fuck about it when they tell you, like, I'm already making millions at this level. It's hard. They don't, it's different.
Yeah, why push the envelope?
Why jump
push it?
through the hoops? That's how they see it. They see being on stage, busting your ass, $40 shows, $30 shows. That's jumping through hoops. You making me do all that shit when you can just give me the look right now. I'm funny right now. But you don't get longevity without paying the dues. You don't have a 30-year career in the business, respect from wall to wall without paying
now we
the
got to
dues.
rewind back to that same shit, because if Monique, who's paid her dues, is saying that they're not paying us fairly, what do you do? What happens then?
Okay.
But that's an interesting story too, because there's the reason why I say that. I look at what Monique did, brought attention to the inequalities with women, especially black women, compared to their counterparts, right? So then you ask yourself, okay, what's your argument? You first off, you want to win for yourself. You won. You got a case. You won. They gave you the platform. You won. So at some point, and I got a history with Monique to the point where I used to do her room and I got history, and I would never say anything against her. But at some point, where do you take that and it benefits everybody? Where are you trying to change shit where like there's rules to you gotta pay this person equal? What are you doing with that? And the frustration people get with her, and the frustration people get with her is like they feel like it's the same story. it's the same story. What are you gonna do with it? And my thing is, with Monique, within these people, I would like to see motherfuckers be funny. I don't want to remember Monique and as just a person that all you heard was like
Complaints and beef.
Right.
That's what they say. Because I know how talented she is. I know how when I first started, we used to do tours and shit together, nobody wanted to come behind her. You know what I'm saying? I would love for people to know and remember her as a beast on the stage, a beast on the screen more than anything. So now that you got the awareness, you prove your point, you got your money, whatever. Now, how do we take that and get you the roles? How do we take that and get to see this is why she deserves this? You know what I'm saying? Because eventually people will be like this. People, you see it on the comment, people like this, enough is enough. Now let's go to work. I want to see you go to work. I want to see you do something and do things with people like this. That's why they should have gave her the money.
And that's the answer to your question. When someone is paid the dues, done what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, we live in different times, man. The streaming era is a little different.
Here's
And I say that to say, by the way, Kanye's Vultures album was taken off of Apple Music today.
Wow.
But you know what? And then this what that is going to make people happy. Now, guess what? Now people got the answer. They were like this. Now, guess what? Make your own streaming platform. You got the juice to do that. And that's another thing of still wanting handouts and wanting to be accepted. Release that shit yourself. Does that make sense? You a music guy. Do that make sense to release it yourself, or can that happen? Or do you need the big boys to get your shit out there?
It depends on where you want your career to go.
It
really, really depends.
No, it depends on how much determination you have. Because if you believe that you can create your own fan base and have everything internalized,
But he don't believe it. He
come
does
straight
have
to
it.
you. He's doing it now. He's definitely doing it now. But what's the example that he's setting? He's showing all the other big artists like, yo, look at this. Look how much money I just made.
Right.
We don't need them. So instead of that happening, take your shit down.
Why can't
Make sure it's not successful. And that's the thing that I think most of these comedians and artists and actors, they fear. They fear the take it down, make sure it doesn't win.
but they don't
because
trust themselves. They don't trust themselves enough.
That's not always. No, hold on. Y'all are speaking from very privileged positions in the business. Kanye can afford for it to not do well, and his kids don't starve, and his lights stay on.
He can, but his ego can't.
But
that's not the point.
You don't think Kanye give a fuck about not being in these billboard of these billionaire joints?
I'm not speaking on Kanye and what he will, won't, can, and can't. What I'm telling you is you're putting his perspective on artists who cannot afford for it to not do well.
No, we're not. We're saying that he is the artist that can do it.
Right, but when
he's an artist that don't have to give a fuck about.
You're using him as
Apple
the
or anything.
example to
Right.
do it yourself. And what I'm telling you is most artists, when you talk
They
about
can't afford to do that.
They fear it being taken down because, bro, if you take this thing down, I'm finished.
I don't got no sneakers.
Finished.
I don't got no sneakers.
I don't have no sneakers.
I don't got a STEM player.
My merch
That's
don't
crazy.
sell like that.
But you know what they can sell?
I can't-
Dresses. Nigga, fuck that. You can't sell hoodies, sell dresses. Sell a dress hoodie, nigga. You can kill Scheme Street, sell a dress hoodie. Yo, a North Face dress hoodie, niggas are getting rich. Niggas are being, they like, yo, I'm on both sides. I'm in both
Carhartt
worlds, nigga.
joint.
Everything.
Got the
Carhartt
joint.
car with the double pockets in the front of the truck.
But nobody want to put the work in no more. Everybody want the easy route. Nobody put the work in.
I think
And I
that's
think
true.
the easy route is where the dick
dress,
sucking
yeah.
and all the other stuff happens.
How do you keep going back to the dick suckers, son? I don't know. This nigga, that comedian, we call it a callback. That nigga got all the callbacks. That nigga got all the dress callbacks.
No, because I think that's the thing that, okay, Cat Williams, why did this interview generate so much attention? because he's exposing things that people have always had that fear of. Oh, I think that's going on. I don't know.
Right.
All right, this guy's actually been inside. What did you see? And then he starts talking, and he's saying all these things, and some of these things are lining up because according to Dave, he went on Oprah and he said, "Yo, there is some weird obsession with these producers putting black men in dresses." I don't.
But
really...
then you could do like another example of that. You could do that, and guess what Dave did? Dave went to the country. Dave said, "Fuck Hollywood." They said that he had the option, and he chose when he was gonna come back out. He was been living that life, and that's what I say. Especially you got certain people, and Cat and it's on that level. It's like Cat would do a tour, and nobody even know about the tour, but a certain amount of people. He'll do it every year. He'll do a tour. He can do a tour, and nobody know about it. So if that's the case, and you don't want to fuck with Hollywood, guess what? You can go out, get your money, then go to your motherfucking farm and live your fucking life, and go out and get your money when you want to get your money. But you choose to engage in shit. So what is it that you want? Do you still want validation? Do you still want somebody to say, "I knew it, you were supposed to be the one"? What exactly do you want? Because if it's money, you're gonna get money. Even with him, Cat will be a multi-million-dollar millionaire forever because he got a fan base. Niggas will always go check him out. But what do you want? You just want niggas to fuck with you, or are you crying for the world to accept you? Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to be an international nigga. Maybe you get tired of just making that type of money.
Yeah.
But are you saying, "I want the world"?
No, nobody appreciates the ceiling.
No.
If they feel like somebody put a ceiling over me and I can't move it unless I do something crazy.
I just wish it go, like my thing is not wish, but I guess when I do my special example of it, it could be a business where it's fun. It could be a business where you root for somebody. It could be something where you feel good about somebody. And I said this, and people can take it for what it's worth though. I am happy that this is happening just for my fans and people to feel good, because we are at a time where now comedy is going to a point where it feels like the only way that you can get acknowledgement or acceptance or like it is negative shit. I'm never gonna do that shit.
Ever.
I'm never gonna do that
Why
shit.
not?
Because it just don't make no sense. And I got too many skeletons. I don't want niggas to be cutting back on me. Nah, we good.
Yo, we find that footage.
Yo, nigga, be like, remember that? I said I was joking, nigga. We good. It just don't make no sense. I could put my energy like I want to fucking write more jokes. And there was an argument with joke thieves and shit. Okay, go back to old school. When I started, niggas tell you a joke, you beat them up, and you write another joke. Oh yeah.
It's like raps. It's like
Yeah.
niggas steal your raps, nigga. And you
Yeah, but
see a
then-
nigga, it's same shit.
What if you vertically inclined, challenged, and the person stole your
When's
joke.
the last time somebody got in a fight
Obviously
over a
whoop
rap?
your ass. You know what I mean?
Niggas get in fights over raps right now to this day.
But they not putting it in the streets. They put it on the tweets. They want
they
social
tweeting
media. Niggas ain't go. They don't want to. I know it's okay. I feel like this when it comes to joke telling. If a nigga can steal your joke that easy, you need to write another joke.
A better joke.
Do y'all copyright y'all jokes or jokes?
There's no system copyright. The unwritten rule in comedy is not your joke until you put it on TV. Now, how many outlets do you have to put it on TV? That was it. Motherfuckers. Then I look at it. I used to get mad. Motherfuckers used to steal my shit, right? And then I'm like this. Wait a minute. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna separate myself from them. I'm gonna be on this level. They're gonna be right here. All right. You took my joke, but when you doing my joke, Harlem Bowling Alley. Who gonna see it?
Right. But what happens when somebody on a higher level takes your shit?
Then you beat them up.
Take the break. Take the
I
break.
think it should be. Hold on. I think when you guys catch somebody stealing a joke, all of you guys whoop their ass.
But the whole thing is like, here's how I feel about the joke thing. First off, there's not too many original ideas. If it's not about reflective of your life and it's what your life is, like it was an argument about a fucking joke about a Halloween costume. You know what I'm saying? Mark Carey and Steve Harvey, whatever. Nigga, I was so broke, our Halloween costume was that. It's certain shit that's so easy. It's like, you really want to take ownership to that? A Michael Jackson joke? Come on, man. I did a joke on my special about the Alabama brawl shit, right? And that's the only joke that would date my shit to where it is now. And every comedian I knew had a Alabama brawl joke.
Yeah.
But with me, I try to put on a twist where you can't do it. But if you're not writing shit as a comment, if you're not writing shit that's reflective of you and to your life, you can't steal a joke I got about me and my son, losing my son at a national park, and I was afraid that his baby mother was gonna finally have some shit to talk to me about.
Right.
You can't steal that shit. So if anything, I know it sounds crazy, it's a form of flattery, you know what I'm saying? And you write another joke. The top joke writers in Hollywood don't make money for one joke. They make money because they just keep writing jokes, keep writing jokes, keep writing jokes. Step your shit up.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
The worst thing you can tell a comedian, you ain't funny. Even with that what's the dude from Seinfeld? That Michael Richard. When they only showed the clip, right? When they showed that clip, I knew what happened. When they said he was saying the word nigga, I knew they cut around that shit, right? I knew that he was trying to explain something that was in context and out of context. Yeah. And I knew somebody said, you ain't funny. You tell a comedian, man, I remember a woman that told me I wasn't funny, and I just had a fucking arsenal of bitches for her. Fuck you, bitch, dick sucking ass bitch. That's
reckless.
Yo, that's what you tell a comedian. They ain't funny. Oh man, that's the worst.
So what would be your advice to a Monique with the qualms that she's been making?
I wouldn't have no advice. I would first off understand what she's talking about, because when a lot of shit was going on, like during the pandemic when this shit was going on with her, she was gonna do my podcast. My podcast wasn't doing numbers. She just said, Donnell, you understand me. Now I'm saying my advice, but the thing, she's caught up in people celebrating and vindication right now. So she ain't gonna back up. She is never going to say, well, maybe what if I had played this way? The people always tell, there's no sense of accountability. Mm-hmm. There's no sense of accountability, you know? Mm-hmm. And accountability, not saying that you was wrong about anything, but you could always ask yourself, but if I had played it this way, what would have been happening? If I had done this way, what would have been happening? But it's just too many people celebrating on her being right. She's doing a victory lap. Monique is doing a victory lap, and it's well worth it. What the energy that she's brought to black people, particularly females, being underpaid, it makes sense. With Taraji and her shit, it makes sense. But sometimes, you know, it's how you articulate your thoughts, how you communicate people. You won. You won all across the board. Now, the thing is, what's next? What is next for Monique? What is not just for Monique, what is next for my friend? How do I want to see you? Do I want to see you just people like, you're bitter and everything? And you can have the argument, but people said that I was right. You won, but what's next? Dave Chappelle, similar situation. But the thing about Dave, his grievances, his complaints, he didn't make it public. You never heard him bitching about the industry or anything. He was calculated on how he was going to get them. He was calculated how he was going to get his money. He was calculated how he was going to get his respect. And now, even with the same people that wronged him, he still works with them. You know what I'm saying? Not continue to work with them, still work with them. Those same people that have those same ideas, whatever, at Netflix, whatever, they're still there, but he figured out like this, I can do this way, I can still do it. And now what he's doing is now he's selling out arenas.
Right.
Niggas killing it.
How important was it that he told people to stop watching this shit?
It was very important because guess what he did? He knew what his power was and he flexed it. And people stood up. Now, can Monique do that? Can Kat do that? I'm not sure. But both of them, the similarities that all of those people have is that they have a base of people that love them and they can live off of them. And what you want to do, you know? And again, me coming up, me and Monique are about the same generation, about the same time. And I know how funny she is. I know how much of talent she is. I know how that she could be a preacher. She has people riding with them. But what you gonna do with them now? If you just content with them coming to your shows, that's one thing. But what do you want them to do? You want to pay a ticket to you? You want them to pay a ticket to see you do a movie? What do you want to do with them now? We've heard it. Everybody's heard it. What is next? And what do you want people to remember you by?
How did you and Dave Chappelle connect?
Well, me and Dave connected when we was both of us DC comics. And then one thing about being from the DC area, the first sign of making it or really taking your career serious is if you leave. Like you have so many people that's local heroes that will stay there. Dave is younger than me, but he's older than me in comedy. And I was a young comic, and he was a young, older comic compared to me. And whenever comics leave, they come back for the holidays, where they go to their home comedy club, and they would ask, who's popping? Like, who's popping? And David shared this story on platform. He said he would come home, and he would ask this one club owner, it was like, who's popping here? And they would always name the normal people that's already been, but it was like, but this one young dude named Donnell Rawlings, he is a beast. And Dave being a competitive person, he would be like, man, fuck that nigga. Right? And me being a young gun coming up, I would be like, yo, who was popping and left? And they was like, Dave. I was like, what make him pop? And they was like, he's young, he's smart. I was like, fuck that. I ain't young. I'm alright smart, but nobody want to hear that shit, right? Right? And then they would say something about him, and I'd be like, man, fuck that nigga, right? And then it was because when you relocate, go somewhere, you have an automatic connection with that person because they're from your hometown. Right. So we knew each other through that from our time in our time in DC and what we did in the DC area. I was doing comedy for 6 months and made Def Comedy Jam. And I always tell people, you got to be willing to do something somebody else isn't doing. And the way I got on that show, Royale Watkins, good friend of mine, he was already did Def Jam. He was with Rush Communication. He was always in their forward. He was a young dude. He wasn't in plant, but he was favored by them. They liked him. And he gave me his business card once. And I said, I want to do a show with you. He gave me his business card. It was for for Bob Sumner's Rush Communication. So I got the card one day, and I said, I'm gonna call his office, not to do a show, but just to call him. So I called there, and I act like I already knew Bob Sumner. So the young lady, Christine, she was at the front. She answered the phone. She was like, Rush Communication, may I help you? I said, yo, where Bob at? Put him on the phone. She was like, who is that? I said, this is Donnell. Is he? Just tell him to call me back. Right? She was, okay, I'm sorry, Donnell. She said, I'm sorry, Donnell. She gave Bob the phone. I was like, yo, I tricked her. I said, I'm a young comic in DC. I said, I'm a young comic in DC. I don't work with Bill Bellamy. I work with all these people. I just want a shot. Then he said, I said, because you had to go to Peppermint Lounge to audition in Jersey. That was the hardest room. The Peppermint Lounge was way harder than Def Jam. He said, can you come up here and do a spot Thursday? And I said, I got to see if I can get off my job. He said, nigga, you got a job? Because you don't respect, in this bank, right. If you still was falling back to something they respected, I went up there and the Peppermint Lounge, it could go from good to bad in any second. I had a 10-minute spot. I was at 7 minutes. Royale came to the side of the stage. He said, Bob loves it. You on the show. As soon as that nigga said that, I said, good night. I'm out of here. And that was the first thing that was at 6 months. So, yeah.
Were you doing the Air Force before comedy?
Yeah. I was this is.
Was that the fallback?
No, that was what I was a police in the Air Force side.
You was
You
a
was an
cop?
MP?
I was a police ass nigga.
Word?
Yeah.
Air Force?
Just telling on niggas?
I was the worst cop. I worked the front gate. Yo, I will say this. When I worked the front gate, cocaine sales went up 80%. nigga, I was letting everybody do it, son. I ain't checked no ID for nothing. They said, aim higher. I was like, you get to go in, you get to go. I used to just wave them niggas. They was bringing keys on that face, son. They was bringing keys on that face. I was like, nigga, hit me off next week. I was like, hit me off. I was the worst cop. I didn't make no arrests. 4 years, I made one arrest. I didn't even make no arrests. I just pulled the chick over because she had some big titties. I was like, you gotta go over to the front desk. I was the worst. I know this is horrible, and I'm not in the military anymore, but I was a police ass nigga trying to be a crack dealer on the low. This is no joke. I had one rock, nigga. I thought I was Nino Brown.
Oh, shit.
I was like, I'm gonna tell you know what got me out of the crack? You
Washington
know what
shit.
got me out of the? I could not sell crack business. I had one employee that had no respect for me. I told him, I said, yeah, nigga, when you gonna get my money? He said, when I feel like it. That's when I knew I had to quit. If a motherfucker tell you he gonna pay you when he feel like it,
yeah, that ain't it.
you ain't built for that life.
Yeah,
and I had a
fact.
gun holster on the side, so it wasn't for me. Yep, that was it. It was that. It was that. I was waiting to be a DC police officer. I did all the shit. I was waiting to be a DC police officer. And I used to be head of security at this grocery store, Safeway. And the dude that used to work for Hostess Cupcakes or whatever, he worked for Hostess in the daytime. And he did comedy night. He used to give us free tickets to the comedy show. Right. And I used to go to the comedy show. I started heckling people. And people started coming to see me heckle. They was like, yo, is that asshole nigga gonna be here today? They used to come to see me. And I was so cocky with it because I know people started coming to see me heckle. Yeah. I went to the owner. I was like, look, I've increased your business by 30%. I tried to get a door deal and never been on stage.
Never been on stage.
And he was like, if you don't get the fuck out of my face. And they challenged me to go on stage. First time I went on stage, I got a standing note, and it was over after that. I never looked back. I never gave myself no other options.
All right, do you live by the saying Plan B is disrespectful to Plan A?
I don't give a Plan B. I never give myself a Plan B. Because if you give yourself a Plan B, you're going to fall back on it. Right. I was like, I always felt like it's all or nothing. Is this going to be this or not? And it hasn't been easy, but I never, ever thought about, once I got, first time I went on stage, I said, I got to figure out a way to get fired from my job because I'm going to live on unemployment for 6 months. White people, the only people that quit. Niggas get fired. Right. Because you can't get unemployment if you quit. And I was like this. I took that 6 months. I knew I was going to have unemployment. I moved to New York. I slept on my man Royale's couch. And that was it. Never looked back. Never looked back. Never thought about anything. I never, because like I said earlier, I was used to, I knew how to be broke. So it wasn't going to be no situation made me feel like I had to quit. Mm-hmm. It was fucking Christmas and Thanksgiving. I didn't go home because there wasn't nothing for me to talk about. Mm-hmm. Right. I would stay up there in my motherfucking apartment with no electricity and shit like that. I'm like, good. I'm going back when I got something to celebrate. Right. Never gave myself no other option.
Well, from your cocaine cowboy days in the Air Force to now being on the show BMF, what's that like?
First off, for anybody that's watched the show as a fan of BMF, I wasn't a bitch ass nigga that they. Yo, I was an actor.
That's the script.
Yo, that's the script.
Right.
I'm so sick of niggas coming to me talking about, yeah, why you ain't do nothing to that nigga? And every time they like this, you just let the nigga take your hungry man meals. You ain't shit. But the thing was, every time, I'm an improv actor, every time Lamar would say something fucked up to me, like he said something about his dog, I was like, man, fuck that bitch ass dog and fuck you niggas got my apartment smelling fucked up. And whenever I would scream at him, they would be like, cut! I'm like, what? They say, you can't talk to him like that. I'm like, why? They say, because he would have smashed your head through the wall. I was like, well, tell a nigga stop eating my shit. Right. But that was, and again, Tasha Smith, I owe everything to that. I was on the first season. I came in one episode. Right. They liked that shit. And Randy Huggins, I hope he's doing well. He has some health issues. He's the guy that was a head writer and one of the creators of the show. He liked the character. So going into season 2, I was in 3 episodes and they just kept on adding it to where I was doing like, I think I did like 9 out of 10 episodes. And that was it. But I'm sick of motherfuckers talking about, yeah, you bitch ass nigga. I'm like, that was TV, motherfucker.
Yeah. I saw Tariq. I saw Tariq in Say Less the other night. I was like, that's Tariq over there. He was like, Michael.
I heard the Michael voice?
Yeah, he hit you with the Michael. I was like,
he was in Brooklyn Babylon. The first time.
No niggas don't like you over here. I was like, wait, that's not Tariq, nigga. That's not Tariq.
You didn't actually
it
shoot
really
his
is
father.
Michael.
Yeah, but the fucking Wire. I did the HBO's The Wire. I did HBO's The Corner, and The Wire was a spinoff of The Corner.
Right.
And the crazy thing, a lot of people don't know, is that Omar, Michael Williams, that role came down to me and him. I know you thought I was gonna be in the dress, but I didn't know that the nigga was a gay thug. Because
Right.
I'm so bad at reading scripts and shit. I just read the gangster part, right?
Right.
When I auditioned, but they didn't give me that role. Robert Colesberg, he was executive producer, right? When I got on the set, he said, you know, we wanted you for Omar, but we wanted to save this role. We thought this role was special because nobody knew how Omar was gonna blow up. And then if you remember the show, The Wire, I was the liaison between the governor, whatever, son, everything is son,
Right.
in the streets. That character was gonna blow up. But what happened was the Baltimore Tourism Board got mad at The Wire and the production because they said every time they produce something here, it always depicts violence, drugs, and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why, if you notice, it was the towers, and it switched to the docks.
Right.
Right.
They had to switch the whole storyline. If you look at it, you could tell that character was gonna blow up. I get caught with $30,000 in cash, right? And they gotta let me go. What do they say? Follow the money.
Right.
And it's so funny, when we did that scene, when they let me go with the money, I always improv, right? So David Simon was on set, right? So I always ask some extra shit. So I get the money, I'm leaving, and I started singing. Some people got to have it. Some people don't let money change you. I said, oh my dollar. Everybody laughed. It was like, we can't do that. But that role was gonna blow. But I'm smart enough to understand, when I saw what Michael Williams did,
Yeah.
I was like,
Rest in peace.
good dude.
Right.
I was like, he killed that shit.
Right.
Because he was on an interview and they asked him, they said, how did you feel when you had the kissing scene? He said, that wasn't in the script. He just did it. That's the type of actor he is. I couldn't have done it.
We couldn't have done it.
They would have fired me. It was just like, they would have been like putting the booty shorts on again. But David Simon, dope ass dude. If you notice, if you look at the HBO's The Corner and The Wire, David Simon sticks to actors that he likes. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you notice that, there was a lot of people that played. Like, we were so dope. That show, Charles Dutton directed that shit. It won three Emmys. How did they miss him on Best Director? I don't understand that. And another thing, a lot of people, Candy Alexander, a lot of people got bypassed on that because they was like this, nah, these niggas is playing these drug addicts too much. They must have some experience with that shit. But that fucking, that show was dope. That show was dope.
Yeah.
The Corner was dope. The Wire was dope. And I've been lucky enough, man. I don't even pursue acting like that. I've been a part of some dope ass shit for the last fucking 25 years. If you name one show that resonated in hip hop culture, pop culture and shit, for the most part, I've been through it. I've been through it. Niggas didn't even know I was a comedian. That's what I'm excited about this special, because niggas thought I was a dramatic actor for the longest time. Chappelle, nobody. The first shit I got, HBO's The Corner, HBO's The Wire. I did all the Law and Orders. The first funny thing I did as an actor was Chappelle's show. And I just
took off from there.
I don't think I took off.
No?
I think I got shit to do. I think I'm one dress away from an Oscar. No, I ain't doing that. I'm doing dress. I'd never look at you niggas again, son. we knew it. We called it.
No, we called it.
We called it.
Thanks.
Nah.
We'll do a whole episode about it.
Nah,
You talking about my jeans? Look at this nigga now.
Nah, because you went at me, son. You went at me. Now your shit ain't loosening enough. Yo.
I can see your side.
I did this because I knew you was going to have your kneecaps out, son. You got your Valentine's Day dreams.
That's a Valentine's Day.
No, you got your, I wanted to match your kneecaps, son. I wanted to do it. I was like, I want to write shit today, son.
Chill.
February 27th. A new day.
It's a new day. I'm excited about it. And I just want this want to say, and we talked about it, off camera, whatever, and I just think that comedy, like, we don't need rap beef in comedy. You know what I'm saying? And if we look at it, if we look at everybody, if we look at where we come from, I look at my life, and I'm like, for whatever I think it is, wherever I think I need to be, I was able to connect with my God-given talent and make a living off of it.
Right.
And we get caught up on it so much, what we should have, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you realize we do what the fuck we want to do. I always say it's two excuses: a good excuse and a bad excuse. At the end of the day, it's excuse. We could say the industry hold you down, you can't do this. But now I'm talking about a person doing it for 30 years. You can make it. You can make it. I came from flyers, putting flyers on cars. I came from word of mouth. Now, if you have the work ethics, and a little bit of talent, you're winning this business.
Well, how is the beef avoidable now when you see how much attention it garners?
It's hard not to get in that grasp, because the easy route is coming there. Oh, I could say this. I could clap back. It's easy. It's going to be a handful of people that still got integrity. It's going to be a handful of people that still care about the art. Me personally, the art form of stand up. If they're not good, there's going to be people that take the easy route. But the easy route, eventually, you're going to have to live with yourself, and you're going to feel something. You know,
are we going to see Donnell Rawlings on Shannon Sharp? Like, without them, I like to know what was going on.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The funniest thing about that Shannon
What's
Sharp,
wrong with
the
this
funniest
nigga,
shit, the funniest shit about that Shannon Sharp Cat Williams interview is that Cat Williams' feet never touched the ground. That nigga looked like that nigga shit was like just floating up there. And then it didn't matter what he said. Shannon said, okay, you can't say that. Don't say that, Cat. You can't say that. Oh, come on, Cat. You can't say that. It didn't matter what that nigga said. I'm 4'2". Oh, Cat, no, come on, Cat. You can't say you 4'2". Cat, you 4'3", Cat. Come on, Cat. Oh, no. Oh, Cat, don't say that, Cat. Oh, come on, Cat. You can't say that. Anything that nigga said, nigga. Oh, come on, Cat. You can't say that, Cat. Go on, Cat. Oh, come on, Cat. You can't say that. I don't understand how you align with losers. That nigga said, they know I'm coming. I know I'm coming. The nigga blew the interview up, and the nigga feet never touched the ground. Okay, come on, Cat, get another drink, Cat. Come on, Cat, get another drink, Cat. I've had one more drink than you've had. Cat Williams is a comedian prince. That nigga is Prince. That nigga is a comedian prince.
I agree with that.
I know they're coming. They know I'm coming. Oh, whatever. Salute to all my motherfuckers. Listen, I know it sounds crazy. Why can't we somebody get fined for that? What's going on? Nigga, Albie Shaw behind the camera.
Oh shit!
I might be sure. That nigga, I might be sure behind the camera. I might be sure. I might have an understanding.
Yo. Shout out to my man A, man.
Shout out to
My man A-OK, man. That's my boy.
They know you look like Albie Shore. I know you look like Albie Shore. And I'm going to do the best job I can. It started people to look at comedy, but at the end of the day, let's go back to being funny.
Facts.
Mic drop.
Yeah, that's kind of tough to do.
But
I mean, when you see an interview like goes 52 million views.
you trying to now motherfuckers trying to
within
copy
a
that.
month.
Yeah.
Right.
52 million views.
Right.
How do you not
Want to do that?
exploit this cheat code?
Integrity.
For that integrity, but then the niggas like, man, the way
get
they was
that
cutting that
Benzino
shit up,
shot.
nigga, everybody had a Cat Williams story. Everybody. One nigga said, I remember Cat was a kitten. And he was just meowing. That's when you're trying to piggyback. But you know what? You can stay the course and create your own lane. What y'all doing, creating your own lane. This is what I'm saying. This show is an example of not having to fuck with the industry. Podcast and shit, what I respect about it, this is what, because I'm an old head.
Right.
I respect the fact that it gives motherfuckers that been doing it in the game a voice. They have a voice and be able to make money. Joe Buttons, right? I don't know if that's a competitor or whatever, but I remember.
He's like a weird cousin.
He's a weird cousin,
Yeah.
but I know the nigga before he was a cousin. Do you remember when he was doing the morning show?
Yeah.
I was part of that.
He was on.
Yeah.
Tracy, the mean queen.
Right.
Remember Tracy?
Right.
And I mean, they probably had a relationship that nobody can understand. But I remember, I think it was Starbuck Wild came, they got fired. Tracy was scrambling for a morning show. Nobody understood why the fuck is Joe Button running the morning. She saw something. Right? But the thing was, and this is why things evolved. Back then, if you was a rapper, you did radio, you quit.
Yeah, the label basically told him that he had to quit that job.
They did?
Yeah.
But look, cut to where it is right now. It was him, it was Miss Info, it was me, it was Ebro, it was probably one other. And then when I look back at it, he was good at it. But you can't be a rapper and do a morning show. You can't do it.
I mean, you could.
No, back then you couldn't.
Back then you could.
The reason why, because the money wasn't associated with it. Back then it was like this, oh, this nigga gotta pay his mortgage, he gotta pay his car note.
Yeah.
It wasn't no shit like no millions or no shit like that. And it's interesting because I was a part of that joint, and right now, look what he's doing for himself for that shit.
Right.
This shit changed.
Right.
I've been a part of that. I was at Power 105 before the Breakfast Club came near. Big Tigger. You remember that?
Yes.
Big Tigger, Egypt. It was Big Tigger in Egypt. Nate Bell, program director. During that interim, Big Tigger had 2 weeks to figure this. They had 2 weeks to figure this shit out. I came as a guest on it one time, right? And I came as a guest, and this is what flipped the show. Halle Berry came. She was a radio interview, right? I said, Halle Berry, when you did X-Men, I said, for all the black women out there, that strong black women, and you are a legend to them, and you give them inspiration and everything. And I said, what color drawers was you wearing when you did X-Men? Yo, she said, I wasn't wearing any. Boom! They had 2 weeks. That Monday, Ed Lover was supposed to come back and take the morning show over. Nate saw something with that crew. He was like, "This, I'm switching this whole shit up." We did the show. We did that show. Big Tigger, Egypt, and Ashy, right? Then Big Tigger, you know that nigga's a money nigga. Right. He all about money. He didn't get the money he wanted, so they said they was gonna give me and Egypt a shot. Me and Egypt doing it. Me and Egypt doing the show, and we killing it. Then Helen Litter, she's a program director up there, right? She can't leave well enough alone. Me and Egypt got it popping. We bringing theatrics to the show and everything. Then she wants to go back to the roll call shit. She want to go back to the Egypt Ed Lover with
Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the roll call.
Roll call.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it,
What's up, y'all? What you got to say?
we was 50 past that.
Right.
And me and Egypt was killing it. And then that went past. So I've been in and out of radio for a while. That's why I know on the Breakfast Club, they be coming at me. Them niggas can't come too hard at me because they know I did all that type of shit.
Right.
You know? And I never wore a dress. Now, Envy will wear a dress.
You're
Charlamagne
sure about that?
has Envy wear a dress.
Charlamagne has worn a dress.
I'm pretty sure of it.
You're pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. And well, if he doesn't, he got to pick. Anytime, I'm telling you, you cannot switch complexions and not wear a dress. Son. You can't go from a dark-skinned nigga. How this nigga from Brooklyn and Harlem, how you a dark-skinned and a light-skinned nigga in the same nigga, son? You can wear a dress. Yo, the nigga contour his cheekbones. I'm pretty sure the nigga contour his cheekbones. I know he get his lashes done, son. That nigga get his eyebrows plucked or something, son. Come on, it don't go.
And
don't
Charlamagne
go.
alone, man. I don't know what kind of Wonder Cream that was, but
It got it.
yeah.
But people always ask me, is that beef real? I was like this. That's the same thing as question, is fucking wrestling real? If it's a cross between you think it's real or if it's real or it's a fake, if it's real or fake, you still watching it.
Right.
Yeah.
So y'all good?
Yeah, that's what he's saying, essentially.
I'm a business person. I know how to create a narrative. Like when I first started going to a Breakfast Club, I could have went up there and assassinated everybody. That storyline is not gonna be as funny as rooting for the underdog. And my only beef, now I did have a real beef with it. My real beef was when you keep on trying to say, I'm not funny. That's like the N-word for comedy. You're not funny. That was my whole thing. And that nigga used to always mention people name. I was like, I'll shit on them, I'll blow them up. What the fuck you keep talking about? Michael Blackson, Gary Owens, they all cool, they my peers or whatever, but let the streets answer that question.
Right. So have you ever been in a situation with, hecklers or you seen other comedians break down? Like I remember what's his name from Seinfeld?
Michael Richardson, what's his name? No.
Richardson. Michael
Richardson.
Yeah, I've had that situation.
Yeah.
I've had a situation. The worst thing you can tell a comedian is they're not funny. You know what I'm saying? When you say that they're not funny, it's like all bets are off. You just go hard. And even with that situation where it went viral, like he used the N-word, when I watched that clip, I said I got to give it some more thought because even though he said the N-word, I was like, there's something before that and after that. And when a motherfucker say you're not funny, I've had a situation where I've heard somebody say I'm not funny, and I use every bitch I could use, fuck you, bitch, dick sucking ass bitch, whatever, because I'm offended by that. But
Right.
But yeah, that's where you draw the line with comedy. You say somebody not funny, they're gonna go crazy. But I've had situations like that and I address it. People don't heckle me anymore. I've been doing it long enough. And if you heckle me, it's two things are gonna happen. You're gonna wanna fight me or you're gonna wanna have a drink with me. That's it. Cause I'm not gonna stop.
What do you think of this comedian right now who's apologizing for the George Floyd joke?
David Lucas. David Lucas apologized for like he went above. I mean, he went crazy.
Yeah.
But I do understand at some point we have to protect integrity of it's a joke. It might not fit you or whatever, but we have to protect like it's a joke. Did you like it? No. But I mean to say I would have shot him. Shit, in my special, I have a George. Even when he got in trouble, well, that shit, I was like this. Oh shit! I said I got a joint. Oh, I just say this. Dr. Umar is not going to like me after my special.
Dr. Umar is definitely staying away from your shit. Man.
Yo, he gonna stay away. He gonna respect it, but it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Understand?
Yeah. How do y'all avoid cancel culture and all this shit?
You don't avoid it. You
now?
just gotta stay
They
true to
don't.
yourself. You can't avoid it. You gotta stay true to yourself. The only thing, this is what cancel culture do. They just want to stop your money. It's the reason why you can't cancel certain comedians. You can't cancel Louis C.K. You can't cancel Dave Chappelle because they don't rely on just corporate money or networks. They rely on the fans.
Right.
You can't. And if you started subscribing to cancel culture, you start editing yourself. Your shit's gonna sound like everybody else. You just gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Say what you gotta say. And you deal with the consequence of it. He's dealing with the consequence of it. But at the end of the day, he still wins. Negativity still wins. The fact that was a viral moment for him. He's on every platform. He has to explain it. And then at the end of the day, oh shit, sorry about that.
That should look crazy.
But he has to explain it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he has engagement. So now people are going to pay to hear him explain it.
Explain it.
So he went. And he don't give a fuck, Dave. I know him. He don't give, like, who's mad at him? Black audiences. That's not where he got his shine. He came from the Joe Rogan crew. So if he loses them, he don't give a fuck. It's going to make more room for other people that want to listen to him.
Right.
Like, it's so easy to win right now. All you got to do is start talking, be in the public eye, and then you're winning.
Wow. Well, have you ever crossed the line with a joke that you felt like, damn, I mean, I wish I would have said
I think
that.
I did. I don't know if I crashed the joke, but I crossed the line. But I was nervous when Kobe Bryant passed away in the helicopter. the same day, I went to Chocolate Sunday and I did I don't call it a joke. I say, a joke can be too soon, but it's not too soon for a funny observation. My observation was, and note that, when I tell you it was a dark cloud over LA, everybody was sad. Everybody was fucked up. And the show must go on. And I was like, the thing that I can respect about Kobe's death is that he died being a dad. You know what I'm saying? He died being a super dad. He was in a helicopter crash. He lost his daughter and some friends, whatever. I was like, the helicopter crash, he died during. I said, that's an admirable thing. I said, me, it would have been different. Because they'd have been like, yo, this thing was a helicopter. He was getting his dick sucked. The nigga nutted on the elevator, on the blades, everything. And it was a tough, but that's the dope comedians. That in a moment like that, I was like, everybody, it's an elephant in the room. How do I talk about that? So I showed the love and respect I had for him, but I was like this on me, on the other side. I think that I thought I crossed the line with that. But then when Chocolate Sunday posted that video, I saw the comments and everything. It was like, that was
Bad
fucking,
timing.
No, it wasn't bad timing. It was like to be able to flip it.
Right.
Like, took it off of that, acknowledged that, but then took it somewhere else is different. But I wouldn't be the judge of when I cross the line. So some people I could cross the line, but I think people are sensitive. The motherfuckers just understand we here to crack jokes and make people have fun.
Right. February 27th.
February 27th.
2024, new day.
It's a new day. It's a new day. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing those jeans. And the nigga got colors on the knees, nigga. That nigga feel comfortable as shit. That nigga got colors on the knee. But I'm thank y'all for, I don't know if that was controversial enough or whatever, but I appreciate the platform.
We're not really looking for the controversy.
Yes, you are, nigga.
We want the facts, nigga.
First they say, y'all know that fucking shit sell. It does, but
it does. But sometimes it's messy. It's like
it gets messy.
We also said we have integrity.
Yeah.
We also said we understand that negative shit sells all the time, but integrity doesn't let
unless
us
it's a Benzino episode.
I thought I ain't on that. That nigga, yo, he coming?
He was here already.
He was
here already.
Yo, that nigga. Yo, Shannon Sharp ain't got a neck. I ain't got a neck. Yo, I was getting $2.5 million a month. I don't know where it went. Niggas call me necklace. Niggas call me head and shoulders, son. They know my neck is coming. I know my neck is coming. And my neck is going to be the best thing they can do. My neck ran a 40-yard dash in 4 seconds. Shannon ain't got no neck. I ain't got no neck. They know what it was.
Come on, Nick. You got to come on now. Nick.
Come on. You can't say that. Come on, bitch. You can't say that.
Yo.
Kanye West. Why y'all worried about me and my wife? You got a wife? Kanye West had a clitoris on the top of his lips. Right? Ain't nobody want to do like this. Y'all see that video? Yo, I just want to go. They know I'm coming. I know I'm coming. Benzinzo looked like what nigga name is? I've been drinking.
Benzinzo.
That nigga look like he been doing push-ups his whole life.
Yo.
That nigga neck start here, son. How this part of your body swole? This nigga look like this. We know them source are.
Donnell Rawlings, y'all.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that. Come on. You can't say that. Oh, come on, man. You can't say that. Oh, no, come on. No, you can't say that. Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that. Oh, you can't say that. Come on, man. You can't say that. Oh, the interview over. You can't say the interview over. You can't. Oh, come on. You can't say the interview over. You can't say the interview over. Come on now. Hey, cat. You say cat. You say kid. You can't say dog. You can't say cat.
Oh, man.
February 27th.
Feeling in the world was holding my own gun. I'm hypertensive, but all my decisions been wholesome. My independence had me flipping on siblings I stole from. Said I'm just big and loud. Well, half a pound is my silent treatment. I punched out plugs I could have stopped from eating.
Stash of the Prada, shy nigga got a gun in the mask in the grass. It's a pop-up. I was Robin Hood with the stock, don't get shot up. Now I'm watching Robin Hood and my stocks, they just shot up.
Now you can either accept that or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just do the math.